Hey, I'm Angie.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're
Lovespirals. Woohoo!
So welcome to episode 97. I've been fighting a stomach bug all week, but I'm going to do my best here today. Finally starting to feel like myself again.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. So anyways, the big news is, of course, that we have a new single out.
Yeah, it's been out for, right now, a little over a week. By the time it reaches you, at least a week and a half or so. Yeah. It's entitled Okay, and hopefully you guys have already seen it. We've been promoted. Angie's been promoting it. We have the videos, the visualizer, lyric videos out.
Oh, yeah. We'll go through all of that one by one.
Okay.
Yeah. So the crazy thing was, we really had to rush to get this song completed to fulfill that one single per month promise that we had made.
Yeah, it came out right at the end of the month.
Ooh,
yeah.
We barely made it. So that meant we didn't have our normal 2-week rollout.
You guys wouldn't notice that, yeah.
No, probably not. But so, like, technically we should give the digital distributor 2 weeks to get the single out, you know, to like Spotify and Apple and all those things. But we only gave them just barely a week. So we were not even totally sure that it was going to happen.
On the day that we checked, well, you could select what date we took the soonest one, and it kind of slowly rolled out that day.
Well, we took the soonest Friday.
Yeah, the soonest Friday.
Yeah, the soonest Friday. And like, you also may not know this, but when things are coming out on Friday, generally you'll actually see them pop up on Thursday night.
For us West Coast, that would be 9 p.m. Pacific time, which is midnight on the East Coast. Technically Friday there.
Totally. So on Thursday night, it was supposed to come out the 26th. So on the 25th, the evening of the 25th, we clicked over to Apple. Wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
I found it on Spotify.
They were prompt, yeah.
Like, is it not going to come out on Apple in time?
And how long will it take? Will it take a week? Will it take a day?
Yeah, we had no idea. So weirdly, I woke up at like 4 a.m.
Random. This doesn't usually happen.
I heard at 4 a.m. on Friday, and we have Apple TV in our bedroom. So I went and I clicked it on, and I found it. So
on Apple Music.
I found it on Apple Music.
It's out on Apple Music. Like, I can
woke up,
go back to sleep and sleep a little bit better now.
Yeah, we like listened to it 3 times.
We did it for
Yes,
I remember
it was
that.
crazy. Well, I'm not surprised you don't fully remember. And we even went on to YouTube too, and also listened to it on there. Like, you were like comparing it at 4 a.m. Yeah, it's funny. And also, I think it was the first time I went ahead and pushed the Bandcamp page live on Thursday night. Like, before we went to bed, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and push it live so that when people wake up, like, even if they wake up, say, in Australia or whatever, they'll have it on Friday morning. So that was kind of fun. That was a little bit different. Yeah. I don't have like a ton of news this time.
Oh, that's fine.
Have a ton of news.
No, that means we'll have a slightly less than long episode, probably. Maybe.
But we have a lot of listener comments.
Yeah.
But, I guess first, should we talk a little bit about like our influences and stuff that went into OK?
Like, once we were finishing up Boss Mode, I was looking into our little cache of songs I kind of got started in Logic Pro. And I went through a few months ago and kind of color code ranked them, which ones I thought they're most promising. Nice. This one was like second tier, okay, but when I heard it again, like more recently, because I probably last listened to it and worked on it like a year or so ago. Anyway, when I heard it this time, like a month and a half or so ago, I go, oh, wow. I hear a lot of promise with this one. I hear something really magical in the song. It was my quest to like fulfill that promise that I saw in the rough demo. So that's the one we went for. And I'm glad we waited on this one too, rather than released it last year. It would have been half as good. I think every time we make a new song, we go, this one's awesome, this one's amazing.
I know, it's kind of embarrassing when we look back on it.
I really think on this one, I think this might be one of our finest productions ever.
Oh my gosh. I mean, at the risk of being cringe again, but we were like, wow, Boss Mode is so great. Like, how are we going to do something like at Boss Mode quality? But then, like, kind of Numenon has been like our
kind of gold standard of where our high production value of where we've been in recent times. Yeah,
because like every time we go to work, it's like, is it going to end up being as good as Numenon? But this time, after we, when we were doing the listening on Apple, I think even that night, maybe we also listened to Numenon after we had, heard OK a couple of times. And we're like, Oh, shoot.
I think we topped Numenon.
I know. Like, not even talking about like songwriting or whatever, but just like the way the overall production and the mastering and stuff
we're
sounds.
talking about the whole thing holistically. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, it's just like, it is lush AF.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, I really went for the lush AF on this one.
Yeah.
Now, Numenon's like restrained lushness, but this one, we just wanted like lush and sexy,
Totally.
The highest degrees of both of those attributes.
Yeah, so funny. All I really remember is that we started with recording the chorus.
Yeah.
We got that to where we wanted it, and like trying to figure out, which is the main top line vocal and which is the backing vocal.
Yeah.
Once we had that established, it seemed like it was easier to go forward from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally we would track like the main vocal, like, which is generally like my natural tone. Normally we would track that all the way through, and then like on another day come back and do the high harmonies. This time we did both in the same. It was like a writing and recording session. Like I had the poetry, but I really didn't know what my melodies were going to be. And we really crammed and did the whole thing.
That's kind of weird.
It was nuts.
Like, a lot of our when we were writing songs, the production and songwriting are kind of often one and the same, meaning that very rarely for us is a song like rehearsed, like we practiced it. We know it's just a matter of going to the studio and just doing it, in front of the microphone and getting all down.
I don't think that's exactly true. It depends. Like when we're doing albums, I end up having a lot of time usually to learn a song.
No, I'm saying on these, you're kind of writing
on all these singles.
You're kind of coming up with the melodies and how you're going to deliver it as we're just kind of putting you in front of the mic and hearing it for the first time.
On this one, we did for sure.
Yeah,
I did end up coming with something a little bit on the fly. There's like a little spoken part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the bridge. Yeah, okay.
A non-melodic rap, not spoken word rap.
Yeah, it's not exactly a rabbit.
One thing to listen for, if you think Anji's voice is particularly like warm and sexy on this one, which I think it is. Part of it was your performance, your delivery, and part of it is we switched back to an older preamp, microphone preamp that we haven't used in a long time. But yeah, I've made some adjustments on how I mic you up so that we can go back to using this preamp. Before it was too warm and before, but now I think we got it so we can use it. And I think we're going to keep using this one from now on because your voice sounds like hot on this song.
Awesome.
So we're going to roll with the Avitas for a while.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we were working on. Like, what should the vocal sound like on this? And it's like, I want it to be like very intimate,
very sexy.
Didn't you also change something about the microphone, the directional?
Yeah, that's what I basically did. Okay, for a nerd tip here. Yeah, we were first using the Vitas MA5 preamp with her mic, we were using the mic. It's a multi-pattern mic. We're using it in cardioid, probably the most common mic pattern for microphones. Anyway, cardioid has when you're up close to it, there's what's called proximity effect, which means the bass is, the lower frequencies are louder than the higher ones. It's kind of boomy. If you flip it into Omni, most of that proximity effect is gone. It's still there, but just like maybe 10%, 20%. So that's the secret to recording you close up with that mic, is put it on an Omni. But for Omni, you need to, excuse me, your room can't sound like crap because it picks up all directions. So it's got to have a quiet room, and that was the secret there,
Yeah, got to pick the right hour to record at in this neighborhood. That's for sure.
That's always true here in this home studio. There's always some crazy nonsense going on. I'm surprised there's nothing going on right now as we record
I know,
this.
we really lucked out, But, we couldn't have done this yesterday on the 4th of July because there would have been way too many explosions.
Yeah.
But today... So that was a fun song to track and to mix, and it came together like quickly and in a way that we really enjoyed. And so like I said, I didn't have as much time to roll out, but I tried to do all the same things I normally do. Like I made like a little teaser clip and got that on Instagram and YouTube.
Got people excited?
Yeah, people got really excited. So I was going to share a couple of the comments for funsies.
From the teaser clip?
Yeah.
All right, do it.
So I don't know if you remember last time Crystal had said SOTY.
Song of the year? Yeah. So Crystal commented again?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Another fire track incoming. I was like, yes. And let's see.
And we love hearing stuff like this.
I do.
These are the first comments we hear, from the teasers.
Exactly. I know, this is just a teaser. Damn, I am looking forward to this one. That's Shinin Kaku. Oh, this guy, Mustafa Ferris, this guy is awesome. Okay, he said, this song is gonna rule. And I remember he is actually the guy that had said on Boss Mode that we needed to do more, Anji needed to do more melodic rap. And I said, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, you got a little something on
yeah,
this for
so
Mustafa.
I did kind of think of Mustafa when I was doing that little spoken word
Thanks,
part.
Mustafa. Yeah.
I know, inspo. Let's see. And this got me really excited. Big Sonic Heaven Radio said, we're so looking forward to it. And that was on the YouTube teaser. And then over on the Instagram one, I saw, this sounds absolutely amazing. Big Sonic Jim. So,
cool.
Yeah, that was so hopefully we'll end up on Big Sonic Radio at some point. So then when the full track came out. Oh, yeah. Okay, so remember Mustafa?
Yeah, so Mustafa made a comment on the full track.
Yeah.
Okay, how was his review of the final song?
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
The best thing he's ever heard. Awesome. It might be the best Lovespirals song I've ever heard.
Really?
Too. Yeah,
wow, that's saying a lot.
Lovespirals, the whole thing.
Wow, okay. Yeah, so I told him this is the best comment I've ever read.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, true, indeed. 100%.
So funny. Okay, so over on Instagram, I guess they didn't get the full track, but it was like, once I give them the link so they can go check it out on Bandcamp or whatever.
Wherever, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first time I've ever seen people responding with GIFs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the very first comment was a GIF of a girl driving in the rain. And I was like, oh, that's so accurate. Another person posted a guy with headphones on. He appeared to be having what I would call an eargasm.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yes.
So,
awesome.
Okay, sexy. All
totally.
right, cool. Mrs. Belgrave said, love the vibe. And Fallon Marie.
Fallon Marie from the Happy Other Vegan podcast.
Yeah, she said, love the new song, been playing it all day.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Chris Patterson said, love it and have it on a couple of my playlists. That was awesome.
Couple playlists.
I know. And Medea Sistema said, so deep and wonderful, I love it. And that was over on the LSD official YouTube account. And someone else over there said this is nostalgic.
Interesting.
Super curious what it was nostalgic of. Their name was like Uma Zabadin.
Yeah, I mean, stylistically, it doesn't sound like anything that we like from my 90s era or anything like that.
No.
But it's still come from the same emotional place, more or less. That hasn't changed too much. I mean, like I've learned, new production techniques, got new gear, all that stuff, but the same heart is still here,
I think the fact that you've got like that super dream pop guitar and like that shoegazery Ebo mixed with a modern electronica framework.
That's a great way to describe it. Yeah.
That is, if that's not a direct line from Flux, I don't know what is, Yeah,
as Brandon from Restless Mosaic said, how do you try to describe her sound? Dream pop plus.
Yeah.
Plus, and that plus can be whatever we're into that right
is
then. Yeah.
So accurate.
But usually, like trap or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly how I would describe the electronica beats and stuff on this one. I think it is kind of off in the realm of like the kind of chill out, but also kind of like the more chill K-pop electronica that we like.
Yeah, it's kind of a blend of that. Chill out and chill K-pop electronica. Yeah. Is that the last comment?
I have one more. Someone said, just as good as Boss Mode, you killed it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is cool, guys. So thanks for sharing your comments. Really, it's I don't know if I said it before, but making music here is a very just you and me experience. There's not other people here. There's no like other musicians. There's no
very solitary
audio engineers or producers besides me and her.
Nobody's input. Yeah, just the two of us.
So it's so weird. Like we spend so much time, hours, months, sometimes years on a song, and it's just us. And finally, it gets out to the world, and other people are experiencing it. It's just so like awesome, and just. I don't know what the right word is. Almost exhilarating to hear that it's doing cool things to other people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's part of the reward there. We're not like a top 40 band. We're not writing songs for Beyonce or Taylor Swift or something like that. We're not getting rich off this, is what I'm saying. So part of the riches for us is like internal rewards rather than external things. So getting that eternal, what's that called? Like adrenaline hit. You're like, this is the best song ever.
It's dopamine.
Thank you.
You guys are giving us dopamine.
Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah. In fact, like just to show how different we are from someone like, what'd you say, Beyonce?
Yeah.
We're knocking on 6,000 streams of OK right now.
That's great, guys. I usually have the rule of thumb is, we usually do about 10K in a 4-week period or something like that. So. I just turn on silence all notifications in case you heard a beep.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say. I don't know for sure, but I think it's possible that only having that, that quick run time to it coming out on Spotify, that may have contributed to like the kind of a slower uptake.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that, it was like 65% of the streams in that first week were coming directly from like our what do they call it? Coming from our profile and catalog,
stuff like that. Yeah.
And like there was barely any coming from the algorithm playlist, but as of this weekend, now it's up to 27% is coming from the algorithm. So finally, the algorithm's kind of starting to pick it up.
So as being like people like to tweak and be scientific, maybe next times we won't do the quick rollout. We'll let it have the full 2 weeks.
Yeah,
see if that helps its algorithm out somehow. We don't know.
It wouldn't have killed us to have it come out in July.
Yeah.
Then it would have come out this week where even more people are on vacation.
No, we had to get it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it came out last Friday, it
would have gone forgotten.
Useless. Yeah.
100% forgotten.
So it had to come out when it did, basically.
It kind of did, yeah. That's why we just, because we had, and like we could have kept remixing the song over and over, but I don't think we needed to. I think we did everything we wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't know if it could have been that much better. I mean, that's the thing. Once your mix hits a certain level of greatness.
Greatness.
I mean, I'm not saying it's
for us,
great.
it's smoothness.
Yeah, I'm saying you can keep working. You could spend another, another week, like a 40-hour week of mixing it, and you might get maybe 1% to 2% of improvement. It's like diminishing returns at that point. And then sometimes you can start overthinking it, and maybe sometimes make it even worse.
Yeah, I'm sure we've done.
So we try to hit that spot where we quit when we know it's a really good mix, and all the problems. Like we have a little list of things we want to hit up.
Totally.
And we hit those all, and once we were satisfied, then that's how to know when you're done, sort of. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So people are starting to listen to it. It's getting into it's over 700 playlists, blah, blah, blah. I saw, what did we get, 9 streams in South Korea this time so far?
We're getting there. That boss was up to 50-ish or so.
Oh, yeah, I should have looked at
That's one of our big goals. We want people in South Korea to really discover our music. So if you happen to be one of the rare South Korean listeners,
I want to know who it is.
Spread the word. Let them know we're into bands like
XG,
Monsta X, XO, stuff like that.
Those are definitely all
Jimmy Brown.
Speaking of
Cold,
which,
Bakyoung.
Bakyoung, we're gonna go see tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll already seen it by this time comes out. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the cover photo at all?
Yeah, it's just another of my series, like we talked about the last few episodes, just, of us when we go out to some interesting places, and they're already set up all nice, and I do my weird color smearing.
Yeah, this one, that seemed to be the only photo in the set that looked precisely like that. Mm-hmm. There's no before and after shot.
I had high hopes when I took that photo. That's why I put it in we have a folder that we share of the ones I'm really stoked on, and I thought that could one day end up being an album cover.
I love it. I think I tried to make it a cover I think I tried that one on Boss Mode, and then I'm glad we went with the one that we did.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went. But so anyways, so I really loved this photo, and I just couldn't wait to use it for a cover. I like the song a lot, and it would have been cool to do a full-on music video like we did for Numenon, but that's just it would have took so much more time.
And plus, it was kind of a longer song, knocking on almost 4 minutes. That's long, because Boss Mode was 2:58 or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just tried to think of a new way to use the art. I've been using kind of the same liquidy looking effect for quite a few, and in
the lyric visualizer.
Yeah, in the lyric visualizer. Yeah, and I got a kind of a different look for Boss Mode, but yeah, so I played around with some different effects, and I really like the ones I ended up coming up with, the way that the photo is these bands of color. I felt the things I chose, and the way that I had the graphics going back and forth, end to end, I really like how it turned out. So
I just got some ideas. We gotta take some new photos. I wonder if I could do something in here with get the lights all moody at night. maybe have a guitar in a stand. And so you have like a guitar and lights getting all smeared. I might try that out one day.
Is that for the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling him the other day, I was like, bro, we finally need to take some more band photos.
Let's try some
we
here.
haven't taken band photos.
Here we have the
forever.
advantage of props that we can't carry with us to other places. And we do have some cool lighting in here. You know, I can make this room way moodier than this even. So,
well, as evidenced in the download video.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I might try that, you know. I got
It's
nothing to
fine.
lose, really. Yeah, I
fine.
think I could do it if I'm persistent and patient.
Susan Jennings lives even much further from us now than she did when she was in San Francisco, so it's up to us to take our own band photos. Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember something I wanted to address.
Oh, what?
So this is going back to boss mode.
Uh-huh.
I had a couple of comments that I was like, well, okay, I'm just going to answer this on the show. So,
Okay. Comments in like the videos or?
yeah,
Okay.
comment, yeah. So the first comment was, so smooth, great job. I just hope the lyrics are not about you,
You
two,
two.
from Tom Lady. And then another person popped up like a week later. Let's hope Anji is not directing these lyrics to Ryan, from Veggie McKeelis.
Yeah, I guess because one of the first words you say, this is the last song I will write for you. Yeah.
I will write for you.
And there's other things too, but it just starts off like that. Oh, wow, they write songs together. I hope that's not about them or something.
This is not like a Rumors Fleetwood Mac situation where we're like
Even though
sending barbs.
I love some of the moods on that album.
Oh, I do as
It's
well.
amazing. But yeah, this is not that as far as the
Definitely
lyrics
not.
and stuff go. Yeah.
I have written some songs very specifically about Ryan, but these two songs are not it. I mean, you know, and I tried to explain this when I did an interview with the legendary Echoes radio guy. He really wanted that song I wrote for Following You album to be about you. He even went on record saying that I had written it about you when I told him that I hadn't.
Wow, what an unethical thing to do.
I know. I straight
Wow.
up said I hadn't, and I didn't really remember writing the song, but it was not about you. And
People just imagine what they want. Unfortunately, some have like a bigger media presence to say incorrect things.
know.
Well, fortunately, I don't think any real harm was done by that false
no, probably
reporting.
not.
But
The other Following You song I wrote called Blessed was 100% about Ryan.
Aw.
I am so blessed to have you here with me, blah, blah, blah. But
we're okay.
Yeah.
If you're
We're
worried
so-
about
yeah.
us from the I mean,
even though I
we're-
said I will never be okay.
we're okay in the sense of us.
Yeah.
We're good. We're solid. 100%.
This is not the last song I'll ever write about
Navigating the
Ryan or for
world and
Ryan
other
or
crap,
whatever.
maybe not so much okay, but as far as we are concerned, no worries.
It has been an extremely depressing year. Like, we're in a really troubling time. So I think it's easier than ever to tap into that certain emotion
Yeah.
and to really milk it. And, you know, like, the lyrics, okay, I honestly do not remember the origin of writing it, but it was very easy to connect to that and, you know, to bring that forward through your music and like, you know, my lyrics and vocals play off of the emotion in your music, and then you come back in and your guitar often plays off of mine. And so, you know, it really kind of get this.
I started a new one since finishing OK, and this one I'm thinking about, like, OK, I gave you a pretty well produced song. A lot of stuff was already in there. This one I think I'm just gonna give you the basics of what I got, get your vocals, and then I'll start filling it out. So we have different ways of approaching things too. We're both influenced by what each other does, and I'm saying
A lot.
but often in different ways and in different amounts. But yeah, we totally play off each other for sure.
That's fun. It's funny. I sometimes liken it to Jimmy Page and Robert Plant.
Watching them live, like song remains the same or something like that.
That's a good one to go for, because you can see they really are playing off each other's melodies and energy and stuff like that. That's what we've always been like that. This is like a thing that we do. We're lucky we have that for sure.
True.
Yeah, so now you know, we already are working on another song. I feel like this song may be a notch happier and more upbeat than the last two, but
we'll see.
who knows? Who knows?
Maybe a little bit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you never really know. And people keep asking us.
Will it be a new album?
Yeah.
And we're at a point now where we release so many singles where if we just finish up another song or two, we might just, instead of putting out a single or two, maybe just put out a whole like 10-song album with everything, the new, brand new stuff, and all the ones we've been doing over the past year or two. We'll see. We've got some work to do and some decisions to make, so we'll keep you up on that.
We have a lot.
Yeah.
We absolutely do. Hey, do you remember Last FM?
Oh yeah, the old music site, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was connected to this thing that was called Scrobbler.
Oh God,
yeah,
such a weird word to hear again.
I know, Scrobbler. We talked about it on the show way back in the day.
Yeah.
But like Scrobbler used to connect iTunes to the Last FM so that it would keep track of what you're listening to. It looks like now you can connect it to
Apple Music or
Spotify, and it
Okay.
also they seem to have a close tie to YouTube. Like I forget how, but somehow I ended up on Last FM. I think I was trying to find out if anyone had like reviewed the song. But anyways, yeah, I saw even people on there where it's like someone had said,
some comments, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on Not Myself. So it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I love this new song. Oh, God, I hope they're going to do an album. So
Aw.
it's good to know that people on all these different sites
Wondered about
are
an album.
wondering about
Yeah,
an
I think it'd be cool to put an album out. So yeah, you probably should.
The whole question is, what media are we going to release it on?
Media, like physical?
I think
doubt
some
it.
people want that.
I don't know. We'll think about that.
We
I
might
don't know.
have to like do like a fundraising.
Well, okay, we'll think about it. I just thought get a new album out so when you go to the streaming service, you see an album instead of just singles.
That'd
you know?
be great.
So,
But how badass would it be to have it on vinyl?
no way. There's no way I want to ship vinyl out and stuff. No, a CD will be enough.
You're right.
So
Shipping vinyl's a pain
we'll
in the
think
butt.
about a CD. Yeah, don't hope for vinyl unless we work with a third-party company like we did. But I don't think they want to do a new album, I'm guessing. But anyway.
I don't know, but if you have a vinyl, a vinyl label, and you want to work with us,
Email
hit us
us.
up. Yeah, hit us up for sure. CDs though, even some people ask for CDs weirdly. Like some guy is really lobbying for Flux to come out on CD again. I was like, it's on a vinyl though. Like, why don't we go
Can't satisfy
backwards?
everyone.
I know. Why not ask for cassette while you're at it?
Well, that's what all the news this time. Really not a lot of stuff. But
Yeah, because like I said, I've been sick all week, so I haven't really been sending stuff out. And
Aw.
blah blah blah. But anyways, yeah. So anyways, I do really want to thank those of you who have been watching the show, and those of you that have been picking up the tracks over there on Bandcamp, lovespirals.bandcamp.com or lovespiralsdownwards.bandcamp.com. Once again, this is like split release on both of those. Plus, you can find the single on all digital media under Love Spirals Downwards because we're trying to work that algorithm and also just
Unify
it's time
things.
to just unify Ryan's catalog. We're slowly doing it. And yeah, you can always leave a comment wherever you've listened to this or watched this, because this is also an audio podcast.
Yes, subscribe, follow, do whatever it takes to make sure you know when new content from us here comes out.
Yeah, feel free to come over to lovespirals.com and leave a comment as well, because you know we love those comments.
Yeah, we'll probably read them because
We
again,
probably
we
will.
don't get a million of them, so good chance we'll read your comment. All right, guys. So, all right, we'll see you soon. Not sure exactly when, but we'll see you not too long from now. So,
should I take him out with a little bit of the video?
Let's take them out a little bit of the song. Yeah, here's a little bit of Okay.